This is October 19, 2017. We're currently in the process of another loading. Uh, we're going through a few 1 by 40 container. Hopefully, this is about 1 o'clock in the morning. No, sorry, 12:30 in the morning. We should be starting. We should be finished by before 3 o'clock in the morning. Right now, you can see that there are scaffolding, metal pieces that we're trying to load. With this, and some roofing materials, some construction materials are going to be included in the truck. Um, Review. Yeah. So, trying to document this the best I can. Okay. So, as you can see, one of the bigger problems of this kind of loading is the heat inside the trucks. In the Philippines, it's very humid. We have a lot of times that things get too hot in the Philippines, so we do our best to keep them cool. We have a fan in the container, and hopefully that's enough to get them what they need in order to work properly, and also so that they don't tire that quickly. As you can see, this is our office. This is Freight Options Incorporated. Yeah, of course, no one's here yet at the moment. It's basically one in the morning. Um, they should be arriving. Our office starts at 8 o'clock. Normally, our office starts at about 8 o'clock, and then we have a lunch break at 12, and office around 6 o'clock at night. Yeah, I know it's more than an 8-hour shift, but in the Philippines, that's what we do. It also makes sure that we try to get as many emails as we can, try to respond to as many people as we can. And we want to prove that we want to improve our service. We're still not the best freight forwarding company. I can say that for the fact, but we're trying. We're trying our best. Hopefully, while I grow, while I develop, while I become better at what I do, we will be a better company. Okay, let me give you a small history about Freight Options Incorporated, about the company. We used to be one of the biggest forwarders in terms of air freight, but that was back in the day when we were being helped by Tita Thelma, one of my dad's colleagues. My dad actually brought her into the business, taught her some of the things, not everything, but some of the things. He taught her some things regarding freight forwarding, and she just took it upon herself to be the best that she could be, and she was able to make this thing grow beyond what we are right now, which is amazing because right now we're doing okay. We're not really a bad company, right? But she was able to make it even bigger. Now, there were a few years ago there was a little bit of falling out, but that happens. Also, I think Tita Thelma believed that she didn't need the company anymore, that she could found her own company, which is great. I think that's something admirable because at least she knows what she wants, right, for her company. And she has a big company now. It's bigger than Freight Options. I think they have their own building. But for me, I want to make Freight Options, if not as good as that, maybe close to how she did it back then. I want to become, a better air freight forwarder. I think air freight is the next thing that's going to grow. Sea freight's doing well right now because transit times have improved, but I think air freight has more potential now than it has in a while. So hopefully, I'm not closing my doors on sea freight, of course, but hopefully we can be even better with the air freight. I'd like to think that we can be much better with air freight. What else? Service-wise, I was talking to my grandfather just earlier this evening, And I was telling him that I don't think that freight options is at the level of service that I want it to be. You know, I think that there are still some habits that we are doing wrong. I wish we could, you know, just stop doing those habits, but sometimes they're the most convenient things to do. For example, we have this policy that we can't have. We have to have for every truck. There has to be one driver and one backup. You know, but for some reason, like for today, we only assign we for one shipment we assigned only one driver without a backup. And although he's been doing that same thing for years, I think it's still better if we had two people, right? Two people from freight options that could represent us. Or, uh, worst case scenario, if something happens to the driver, the other person can take over or can call someone for help, right? In case something happens. So, that's one of the things that I want to improve. Secondly, I want to improve our communication. For some reason, whenever some changes happen in the shipment, we're not able to immediately inform like the bosses or the department involved what the changes were. It would take a few hours before we were informed of what's happening, and that's not a good thing because what if it's an air freight shipment? In those 3 hours that we're not told of any changes, the cargo might have been gone. It might be gone already. It might have flown away. Might have gone to another country. Who knows? So I think we have to improve on that aspect. Um, I have personally, I have a lot of things to improve myself. I have to I have to improve how I communicate with my people. I have to figure out a way to set a program for them to understand what I expect of them with every job that they do. Now it's going to be a little bit of a challenge because I don't do everything that they do. I don't do the processing myself, although I did it a couple of times, but I don't do it on a daily basis. My primary responsibility is to make sure that emails are read, that we have a personalized communication with our clients and our agents, that they know that it's not just some employee who's handling the shipment, but us, the owner. That's my responsibility. Of course, I also have to make sure that the spending is okay. So I'm checking out on that, and I check that, and of course the manpower. And since I'm operations head, I have to make sure that manpower is okay and that we're good. So I have a lot of things to improve on. Number one, I have to improve on my knowledge of the statistics, the data of the business here in the Philippines. Number two, I have to improve on the way I communicate with my people, how I can tell them specifically what I expect when there's a shipment. That they can't simply leave the shipment or just pick it up without some courtesy to our some extending some sort of courtesy to our clients. And three, I just in general just have to know what the next step should be. So that's it for today. This is video log number 3, and hopefully I'm improving. Good night.